What's up, wave makers? It's me, Mummy Suna.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Welcome back to Crazy Town. As always, we're gonna be doing some makeup through this because we have a lot of stuff to watch and go through. Last night, Jessie Lee Ward gave us a pretty unhinged, and honestly, I don't want to say unexpected because we are talking about bosslee here, but she doubled down on everything. Let's just put it that way. If you haven't watched my last video, please go watch that, because if you just watch this, you're not gonna have any context at all to what we're talking about. I just wanted to go through that whole thing with you, but also I was kind of looking at some, I guess, kind of backstory on the whole thing, because obviously I wasn't following this from the beginning. Like, I only saw everything after everything had happened. So I actually am not blocked on her Facebook, which is surprising. I found a video that I do want to watch through with you guys today while they were out there. So first, let's watch through this video that she posted while they were in Cartagena. I don't know if this is the first day they were out there, but this was from January 16th. So for those of you guys who are asking like how recent all of this went down, yeah, it was pretty recent. This was within the past few weeks. Oh, and please make sure you leave a like on this video, leave me all your comments and all this stuff. Okay, I just thought it was important to watch through this because the most important part is that it's going to give us a look-a-doodle into the people who are actually on this trip. I mean, I do want to remind everyone to be kind because we're not here to make fun of the way anyone looks or anything. The reason I bring any of this up at all is because there are some people that, you know, when we're looking into how physically demanding, oh, hi Pop-Tart, this little excursion was that Jessie Lee is bragging about all the time. There are some people who I'm like, you made these people like climb up a cliff and shit. Like there are people here that I don't think are in peak physical condition to be doing stuff like this. I think one of them is like kind of old, and not to say that like if you're old you can't do stuff like this, but within the first 45 minutes in Jessie Lee's own words, she said that two people were having issues. One person was on the ground, one person was having like a diabetic blood sugar issue. Okay, let's just press play, pay attention to the other people in the video also.
Hello everybody, what's going on? It's Jessie Lee, call me #bosslee, the people's mentor, and I help people make 6 and 7 figures from their phones. Hi from Cartagena, I should say hola.
She's sped up.
So we're here on, the sun is about to set. That's Brittany Anderson, we all know Brittany. The sun's about to set here in Cartagena. You want to come in, Lynn?
Hey,
Lynn
friends.
Hancock,
From the low country of South Carolina.
Who else wants to come in? There's plenty of people.
Where are we on Facebook?
Right here. Randy's working over there.
Hey, Kimberly.
Hi. Yeah, I didn't bring Instagram out yet. I only have one phone up here.
Christy from Ohio.
I just left my mastermind, and this is a leadership trip for people that are part of the Empire, our team. And these are some of the leaders that came here. They also, all they have to do is maintain their rank as cart earners and then contribute to the overall team. That's it. So these are the people with the big culture, with the big hearts that lead collectively as an organization. And so now I spoil them. So there's going to be a lot of stretching, growth. You're welcome. A lot of stretching, a lot of growth, a lot of things that they've never done before. It's going to be a different trip than a lot of trips we've been on. They don't know anything, which I like it that way. And so I'll show you guys some of this view, not just my behind, but I'll show you guys some of this view. Brittany gave me her tripod. So we got Kelsey over here, Jamie Lynn over there. And then, who's in the pool? Oh, that's Senya in the pool, Brittany. So, like, I like this. I want to make sure we get some, like, footage in the water once I mess my hair up, which I will tomorrow, because I know what we're doing.
We're not going to watch this whole thing. I just wanted to point out, again, not to shame the way anyone looks at all, but there are probably some people there that I'm like, they're probably going to have a hard time fucking climbing up a cliff, especially if they're not prepared for it. That was one of the things that a lot of people said in the comments of the original video, because Jessie Lee was going off being like, I told them to prepare. They were supposed to go to the gym for 90 days, training in a gym, and then like training for hiking. Two totally different things. Training for swimming in the deep, dark ocean, a totally different thing. Training for rock climbing, yeah, totally a different thing. She makes the argument like, oh, everyone was prepared. They were training for 90 days. We only have your word to go off of, Jessie Lee. So she's sitting here being like, oh my God, all these people, they don't even know. They weren't even there. It's like, we're basing everything we know off of the things that you have said about the trip. In your own words, you said, I told people to go to the gym 90 days ahead of time. You didn't say, I told people they needed to train to be rock climbing up a cliff, let alone in hot ass weather. So that was another thing I do need to correct myself on, because when I didn't really realize where they were in Colombia. So when I looked up the weather for Colombia, I was just, I guess, looking at the averages maybe. Got a baby here. Cartagena, after looking at it on a map, is in the Caribbean. So it's like right off the coast, and it's like right on the equator, so the sun, obviously, it hits differently. So the temperatures in Cartagena were more like closer to high 80s, because I said in my video high 60s, low 70s. No, Cartagena is more like high 80s and very high humidity. So when we were talking about this trip, even as someone who has grown up in the desert their entire life, hiking in direct sunlight on the equator in 87-degree weather, yeah, that's hot. I don't give a shit. Before we move on to her response, let me just read to you the post she made following this trip. She said, I could have spent the $30,000 and just given a glorified team vacation. Instead, I opted for a mastermind crash course of breaking down every single one of these people through seeing them where they are to help bring them to where I see them in the future. Sorry, babies. I absolutely made them walk 10 miles in direct sunlight without telling them where we would end up and how long, to see who places blame on people when they're at fault for not preparing themselves, who points fingers, who gets mad in discomfort, who uses words like I can't, and who listens to the thoughts in the head instead of talking to themselves. Pain is in your mind. That's not true. I mean, yeah, you need your brain to experience pain, I guess. Like, your brain is the one that sends pain signals to parts of your body, but, like, it's physical. I guess not always. There's emotional pain and what have you, but yeah. But I do want to point out here that even in this post, she says, I made them do this 10 miles in direct sunlight, and I didn't tell them how long it was going to be. And then in the same breath, she's like, I just wanted to see who wasn't going to be prepared. You didn't give them a chance to get prepared. That's the whole point of this whole thing. You didn't tell them. And another thing I do want to mention here, a lot of people threw around the word kidnapping, and I think there is a bit of a misconception what people mean by kidnapping. I don't know where my foundation is. I don't know how you lose foundation, but I lost mine. Oh well. I think that the common idea when people hear the word kidnapping, they think of like grabbing someone off the side of a road, like blindfolding them, restraining them, and like taking them to an undisclosed location kind of thing. I mean, it's definitely not that specific, but I generally understand kidnapping like in the legal sense as you're just like holding someone against their will. I personally never accused her of kidnapping, but I know a lot of other people did. And I can understand why people would say that, but at the same time, I'm also like, I don't necessarily know if these people were doing this against their will. They just weren't told. But then there are people who are also like, well, if they tried to quit, Boss Lee would have just yelled at them, which is also probably true. So they would have been intimidated into staying and doing this against their will. So I think it's murky waters there to call it kidnapping. So whatever. We can all have different opinions on that there. But that doesn't make it not messed up. It's still pretty messed up. The whole thing is still pretty messed up. Anyway, let's press play. I have playback speed at 1.25, but just know I'm also probably going to be cutting some stuff out of this because this live stream is like 2 hours long and she's like selling her little ketones. I'm also going to keep the live chat replay up because at a certain point, a lot of us anti-MLMers jumped in here in the live chat and she was responding to us and it was pretty funny, kind of a train wreck. I basically got in at the end of it because Erin B's texted me. She's like, yo, you gotta get in here. She's like, this whole thing is a train wreck. Go on her YouTube. She's live right now. I'm like, here I go. So I got the live chat replay up and we'll pay attention to that and when she starts responding. Anyway, all right, here's Boss Lee's response to the accusations that she kidnapped a bunch of people in Colombia. It sounds ridiculous when you say it, but like, it's pretty close to the truth. Anyway.
Hashtag Boss Lee or the People's Mentor. I help people make 6 and 7 figures online from their phones. This isn't Ask Me Anything, but we're also going to pack up trials because you guys have a bunch of orders. And I have Sasha, Mateo, and Avi here. You can ask questions about the 15-hour hike. We're actually kind of excited about that. And Sasha and Mateo said, and Avi will actually strip off to the side, but Mateo and Sasha are going to strip every time you order. So link is in the bio. Well, at least Sasha offered that. But anyway, we are going to pack up your orders.
Classy.
Your orders that we already have, and you can you can ask anything you want. It doesn't have to be about this these egregious claims that are being made on the internet. But anyway, your account of what happened sounded very brutal. Was it that intense? Mateo,
yeah,
take this one.
I take this one.
Okay. What happened in Colombia sounded very brutal, according to the videos that people are making about us. Would you like to talk about the intensity?
You want the actual truth? It was brutal. It was incredible. Like a lot of people, out of the 16 people, at least 15 could have died because Sasha Francis, you don't kill him even like, I don't know, even in the worst situation ever. So the actual truth is that the hike, because we want to call it like that, but it wasn't even a hike. It was a challenge level 2, like literally for absolute beginners. Like at the end of it was organized for mentally be prepared for everything. So like let's prepare for a 15 hours hike or whatever. But it was a really soft thing that at the end had an incredible result. Like mentally, the people, like all of us, got out with many things that we learned, even though physically it wasn't such an incredible thing. Then okay, we had a person that after 45 minutes was a bit sick because of the heat. It's fine, but like the heat, it's even just being in the pool that could have happened. Like literally, like we're literally just walking straight on a normal like
Road.
a normal road. And the heat in Colombia is fine. It's pretty hot, of course, but it's nothing incredible.
Yeah, they're right. None of us were there. But again, like I said earlier, like the only thing we have to go off of is what Jessie Lee said, her story that she told. She's the one who told us all this. She's the one who literally was just like, people were on the ground. And like, how else are we supposed to react to that? How else are we supposed to hear that and be like, oh, I'm sure it was fine. And he was sitting there joking, like, out of the 16 people, at least 15 could have died. You say that and you're joking, but like, they could have. Jessie Lee is the one who said herself that like people could have gotten kidnapped, and after further investigation, human trafficking in Colombia is kind of a thing. You gotta be careful out there. And she's just like, let's sleep on a beach. And again, he's like, everyone was mentally prepared for it. Okay, fine, maybe they were. If you're gonna consider like listening to Bosslee's mastermind classes, getting someone mentally prepared for this kind of thing, but like telling them to go to a gym for 90 days is not physically preparing them. And that's the thing that we're like focusing on here. There were a lot of people in my comments, and I agree with them, basically saying like, oh, this is something I would do. I would go on a little excursion like this, and I would too, if I knew what was coming, if I knew that this was what was up, that I would be hiking in direct sunlight for 10 hours. And yeah, they're like, it wasn't a hike, it was on a road. Okay, you're on asphalt, and again, 87 degrees in direct sunlight on the equator, and then reflecting that heat off of the asphalt, that probably makes it worse. So you're not doing yourself any favors here by talking about it this way, even though I think they are. It's like, no, you're just making it sound worse.
We had different stops. So it's like, it was everything super calculated. Like, we have to be honest. We had actually, I don't know what, we saw the video in
Yeah,
on
apparently Mateo and Sasha watched the video.
Yes.
We can account that I have not watched it, but I do know it exists.
We kind of watched the video.
Pretty psychotic that you guys even believe this.
They're talking about Aaron B's and JJ's live that they did about it. The video that she's talking about is on JJ's channel. So it's just like her and Aaron reacting to the video that I reacted to in my last video.
Strange you believe the things that they've said, but
they were reacting.
It is just crazy, like the way
things, by the way, in order.
The way things are completely twisted. It was 100%, even for the unfittest person ever. Which some of the ladies were not in the best physical condition, yet like nobody was not able to face the whole thing. Even when it comes to the famous diabetic person, which if you will ever ask for a feedback to this diabetic person, like she completely changed their life because of the day.
Is it because she had a near-death experience? Like, yep, that'll change your life. They're just downplaying this so hard. And also, sorry that it took me this long to bring this up, but is it weird to anyone else that she, like, has to pull in these big guns, the men, to come defend her honor? The first comment that someone left, like, can you tell us about the accusations? She's like, no, I'm gonna get this dude, this big, bulky, hot, sexy man. He's good looking. You're like, who are we kidding? I'm gonna get him to tell you about it. Which maybe she's just trying to do it from like this is a secondhand account. Now I'm not telling you, now I have someone else telling you and speaking for me. Like, okay, fine. If that's what she's doing, great. I just think it's weird that she like has backup for this, I guess.
It was a challenge for at some point, but like, who doesn't like challenges? And at the end, like, when a challenge is hurting you? A challenge is just made for you to grow. That's pretty much the thing. So like that's
unless you die.
Tell that the rocks or the mountains that we climbed were nothing incredible, nor the walk, the 1 hour walk on the beach, nor something like that. Then she had options of being transported back with a helicopter. Eventually, she had an option which she take. So we had different flags that we were saying. So do you want to use the
yellow
green flag, the yellow flag, etc. So and she used the flag. So we had a motorbike picking her up and transporting her to the next stop point where we actually had some lunch. So everything was absolutely calculated. Nobody was ever at a life risk or anything like that. And that's super ridiculous. Like even just thinking that way. And even if it was, fucking hell, like it's always an experience.
Did this guy just say, yeah, no one had a near-death experience, but even if they did, oh well, it's a life-changing experience. What? You don't talk about people straight up seeing the light and not going into the light as just like, oh, it's just an experience, it's no big deal. They're just downplaying it so hard. It's like, you said someone was on the ground. We didn't make that shit up. You said that.
Yeah, it was hot. You know, people were sweating, especially the people from Sweden who aren't used to the heat. So what? We told them 2 days in advance. You guys never asked. You didn't ask for how much we prepared them. You didn't ask for what we told them 90 days in advance. You didn't tell us any of this stuff.
We didn't have to ask. You told us that. You told us you told them to go to the gym. We didn't have to ask. It was your own words. You gave us that information. You said, I told them to go to the gym 90 days in advance. That's not preparing people for rock climbing and swimming in the deep, dark ocean or hiking in very hot temperatures. If it wasn't that hot and you're gonna be like, oh, no, it wasn't even extreme temperatures, then why did someone pass out after training for 90 days? Why did they pass out 45 minutes into the walk? I mean, we know they're downplaying this whole thing. It's pretty obvious just by listening to the way they're talking right now. Yeah, nothing bad happened. You're fucking lucky that nothing bad happened. Something bad could have happened. But these are the kind of people who are like, we don't focus on the what ifs.
But you get very excited about this crazy marketing videos. Like it's incredible how you can get so upset about a place you never were. A diabetic who changed her life, who had insulin the whole time. Who told you guys she didn't have insulin?
No one.
Where did that detail come in?
No one, and I don't think anyone ever said that. I know for sure I didn't say, you kept a diabetic from having their insulin. I know I didn't accuse them of that. And I didn't hear anyone else say that either. I think we were just saying, like, you shamed someone for eating sugar who is also a diabetic. And there are forms of diabetes that if you start feeling like you have low blood sugar or you're low energy or you start having symptoms of low blood sugar, then usually the quickest and easiest way to give yourself a nice pick-me-up is to eat a little candy bar. Obviously, there are smarter snack choices, and maybe it wasn't even a candy bar. Listen, she wants to be like, oh, you guys have these details all wrong when we got all these details from Jessie Lee, and now she's backtracking on a lot of those and being like, oh no, it wasn't that. So did you exaggerate? Was it a granola bar or was it a Snickers, you know?
Like, why are you listening to these people? Like, it's incredible.
None of us said
Amazing
that.
Marketing, though. Literally, the couch potatoes out here are triggered. We agree.
She called JJ and Aaron couch potatoes. That's cute. I know for a fact that Aaron goes to the gym like every day. She's building some muscle, baby. But no, she's a couch potato.
So, are you excited for all the lawsuits coming my way? Let's discuss this. Who would sue? There are 15 super, super happy people. Like, amazingly happy people. We changed their life. Like, nobody would sue. And, by the way, how do you know they didn't sign waivers to begin with? Did you think about that? Or are you just watching these videos of these two total couch potatoes who could never survive the walk, the hike? It's incredible.
Pretty sure at the very least Erin probably could do it. She's a gym rat, if you will. That aside, the waiver thing, that's like the bare minimum she should have done. But here's the thing, and this is part of the reason why I really wanted to talk about this in particular. So a long time ago, and this video is not public anymore. I don't remember why I even took it down. I think it was because like there was some controversy with the dude. That happened like after I made the video, and then I felt like I was going too easy on the guy having known new information. So I don't know. But anyway, so there's this place called McCamey Manor. It's out in Tennessee. It's a year-round haunted house, but it's like for Halloween and stuff, but it's not a actual like haunted house in the traditional sense. He calls them haunts, but it's basically a torture house where people willingly go to be straight up tortured, like to the point where it's been alleged and reported that he has pulled out people's teeth and pulled out people's nails with like pliers. Ooh, I'm already starting to feel gross about that. Ooh. That among other things, he like drowns people. No one has ever died from my understanding, but some people have been hospitalized doing this shit. But it's consensual torture, literally. The thing about this, and the reason it's relevant, is because when I did this video, this was a few years ago, so my knowledge on it may be a little shaky, and also things could have changed since then. But the reason this McCamey guy was able, and is still, this is still in operation, the reason he's not been thrown in jail for being a fucking literal psychopath and torturing people for fun is because he has them sign a waiver, but not just any waiver. The waivers are 40 pages long. He requires that you read the whole thing. He films you reading the whole thing. The reason reason it's 40 pages long is because he writes up every single individual thing that he will be doing to you. Part of that is obviously for legal reasons. Like, if you're going to agree to it, like, you need to know exactly what he's going to do to you. So, you know, there's no surprises there. You know exactly what you're agreeing to. But then it's also kind of part of like the whole psychological torture thing. It plays into the whole psychological part of the experience, I guess, if you will. But sure, sign a waiver. That's great. Even this guy who is torturing people for fun in Tennessee, the waiver he has them sign, he does a full-on like ceremony of it. He films them doing it. He makes them read it. There's no way that they can say that they had no idea that anything that was about to happen to them was going to happen to them. Bosslee cannot say that. Even if she did have them sign a waiver, if what she said was true, that she's been going all around the internet being like, no one knew what was going to happen. No one knew what they were in for. They didn't know what the excursion was going to be. They didn't know that they were going to have to face fears and stuff like that. Like, no one knew any of that stuff. Either the waiver would have said all those things and then you're lying so that they would have actually known. I don't think that's the case. I think what the case is if they signed a waiver, it was probably like, Jessie Lee is allowed to take me to this place and do whatever she wants to me. I'm pretty sure a waiver like that wouldn't stand up in court. Like, what did you put on a waiver that could cover all of this? You can't make someone sign a waiver without telling them what they're signing a waiver for. I mean, you can, but then at that point, it's like, it's not going to stand up in court. And maybe the reason that no one like mentioned the whole waiver thing is because maybe we all just assumed that there was one, because that's like the bare minimum of what you should do. And not only that, but like, when you go on like any other like hiking tour or something like that, anywhere you go, the tour guides will make you sign waivers before you're even allowed to go on the trip with them. Maybe it was just, it went without saying. We just assumed there was a waiver, but like either they did know what was going to go on because you wrote it in a waiver and now you're just lying to be like, look I surprised my team, they didn't know what was going on. Or they didn't know and the waiver was bullshit. I don't know. I would be really interested to see a copy of one of those waivers. Because I feel like this kind of paints her into a corner, right? The other thing is too, she's like, they're so happy. Who's gonna sue me? And I agree, okay? Right now in this moment, no one's gonna sue Jessie Lee for this because they're all her freaking minions, dude. I know one of those people in that first video we watched here when they were in Cartagena. I recognized one of the girls because I did a video about her because I found her because she was up Bosslee's ass so hard that she called herself Boss something else. Boss Brittany or Boss Jamie or whatever the fuck her name is. I don't even remember. Bosslee has minions. There's one that calls herself Boss Bree. Like, these people are so far up Jessie Lee's ass that unless they go to some extreme therapy and realize that they were really seriously taken advantage of in this situation, and then they like wake up and they're like, oh wow, that was kind of abusive, wasn't it? That probably wasn't the safest trip for her to have taken me on, huh? Unless they do that, she's right. I don't think any of them would sue her. Especially because right now she's sitting there like telling them essentially to their faces like, you're happy, right? You had a good time, right? Your life is changed now, right? She wants you to believe that this is such a good thing. It's such a great thing that you had this experience. And it's like, but deep down inside, how are they really feeling? And again, like I said at the beginning of this, like a lot of us were saying like, yeah, I would do this excursion, but you gotta prepare me for it. Like actually prepare me, not just tell me to go to a gym for 90 days. I would willingly do all the things that she put her team through. But I want to know what's coming and I want to know what I'm in for. And she didn't give them that. They did not have that. That was not an option for these people. No one is denying that the experience was probably really cool and amazing. It was just a matter of like, you didn't tell them what you were doing. You told them it was going to be a 2-hour hike and they underprepared, and then you yelled at them for being underprepared. You can't tell them we're going on a 2-hour hike and then hike for 10 hours and make them sleep on a beach. They didn't come prepared for that because you didn't tell them that was gonna happen. That's shitty, man. Kidnapping and whatever the fuck aside, in general, this is shitty. She's like, I didn't prepare them because I wanted to see who was gonna blame other people for them not being prepared. Why would they blame themselves? They prepared themselves for what you said was gonna happen.
It's literally incredible. Go look at all the comments that people were like, I'm a quote-unquote survivor. They're making fun of you guys. They're literally making fun of you guys. Like, holy smokes. She was never a top leader. The woman loves to lie, okay? Loves to lie and embellish. 30,000 points on our team is absolutely not a top leader. Sasha Franz, how many points a month did you do?
How many?
Yeah, like as a top leader?
At the moment, this month?
No. Like what is rank 10?
1 million.
Oh, 1 million! But somebody goes online and markets themselves as a top leader for 30,000 points. Guys, do the mathematics. Like, come on.
Is she talking about Aaron bees? I don't know who she's talking about here, but the reason people are like making fun of her for not actually being a top leader is because Jessie Lee Ward, is the one who goes around the internet and for years has been calling herself, self-proclaiming herself to be the #1 network marketer in the world. But she's not even at the top of her specific MLM, let alone any other MLM. There are people who are much more successful in network marketing than Jessie Lee Ward. That's why people are making fun of it. I would say she's probably at the top 1% of Prove It. It's very hard for people to get to this leadership point that she's in any MLM. But she calls herself the #1 network marketer in the world. And that's just not true. That's why we were making fun of her and talking shit.
Randy, who was on the trip, this just in. I'm going to sue you if you don't continue to do these amazing retreats for us. Lindy, who was on the trip, one of the survivors. I'm going to sue if I'm not invited to the next one. Just saying. Like, I love it. You guys are driving me traffic. It's actually kind of incredible. So, sure wish someone would push me past my limits. See, I knew I had winners that follow me. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. We're about to go to the Bahamas together. We're flying on a private jet. They'll probably sue me for that too. You know, it's very dangerous. You know, I don't know. Sasha will probably sue me for the private jet if anybody does. Maybe Andreas. I don't know. All right.
Just making sure there was.
Oh, are you the woman that took her leaders on a 15-mile hike? Well, not 15 miles. I thought it was 15 hours. I'm trying to get the facts straight, guys. Was it 15 hours? Was it, what did we do? Did I abandon them on a beach and leave them there to die? Were there diabetics and diabetic comas? Like, can you please tell me the story? Because I know I was there and you weren't, but like, I would love to know the story since 3 of us that were literally there are in the room right now and none of you were there, but you seem to know more about the trip than the people who were there. So just please.
No, we only know what you said. Whoever said the whole 15-mile hike or whatever probably just misspoke or was misunderstanding, but that's not the general consensus of the rest of us because that's not what you said, Jessie Lee. Pretty sure you specifically said 15 hours and 10 miles. So either way.
Lindy's laughing at you for 15 hours. And yes, this survivor must go to bed because now we have another out of the country event leaving tomorrow. Let's go die in the Bahamas. Oh, I'm shocked. I'm not shocked with stupidity. Randy, who was there, I not once felt unsafe or concerned about my health. It's amazing. Like, I know this is good stuff. Stacy says, I've been doing planks every day. Yes, we had people plank every day. It is true. And we did only provide them with healthy food. It was my trip. I paid for it. They didn't pay to be on it. So I fed them what I like to eat, which is healthy food. Okay.
So yeah, that was another thing that I saw a lot of people in the comments saying. I think there was some confusion because people were like, people paid $15,000 for this trip. I was never under that impression. And I know I didn't say that in my video, but some people in my comment sections were saying that. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that $15,000 trip was another trip. And she did just say they didn't pay to be on the trip. So I don't know what the qualifications were to get invited to this thing. So whatever.
You're 23, want to be financially free by 30 suggestions. Network marketing is the best.
Okay, I already forgot what it was that she just said. But I'm 23. What are your tips for becoming a millionaire by the time I'm 30? And she's like, network marketing. Get a good paying job. Do something you love. Don't fucking scam people like bosslee.
Yes, this would be what health looks like. Sasha Franz, do you have an opinion on something?
What?
You and Mateo this morning laughed and you said that people were saying that there is not a way that you can't tell if somebody's healthy from what they look like. I disagree because I feel like I look very healthy. I also feel very healthy, but like, what? I woke up and you guys were laughing about that, so.
No, you literally can't. Hey, Jessie Lee, sometimes, sure, yeah. Let's use Nikocado Avocado, for example. Like, you can tell we've been able to see his journey. We know that he is overweight because he is unhealthy, because he is overeating, because he is doing things that are not good for his body. But that's not true for everybody who has extra weight. And also, you don't know, like, what if someone used to be like 300 pounds and now they're like 200? They lost 100 pounds, but like technically they're still overweight. But it's like, that person, I would say, as long as they're losing that weight the healthy way, you would consider that person to be healthy. You don't know people's medical shit, clearly, because you brought a diabetic onto this trip and gave them shit for eating sugar. And I don't want anyone to take this like I'm accusing her of anything. But she's like, I feel like I look healthy and I feel healthy and da-da-da-da. I actually was scrolling through her Facebook page yesterday. This page goes back, like, I scrolled back, I think 9 years until I was just like, I'm done. I can't scroll through this anymore. She does have some like before and after pictures where she does look like someone that you would say like, okay, that person is a bit overweight and probably needs to change their lifestyle up a bit. and get healthy. But for the most part, I mean, like I said, I scrolled back 9 years and everything I saw, I wouldn't say that she was ever fat. You know, maybe here and there her weight fluctuated a little bit, but also she used to have breast implants. I didn't know that, but she did. She used to have breast implants. She got them taken out. While that doesn't necessarily add weight to a person, it can make them look bigger. She's generally, for the most part, for at least the last 9 years that I scrolled through, has pretty much looked the same. She looked like, you know, aside from her getting lip injections at one point and like, I don't know, other work done, whatever she had done. Her body, really, in general, has always kind of looked the same. Like, she's just looked average. She didn't look super fit. She didn't look unfit. Like, she just looked like kind of like she had an average body of someone who is of average health, not in a bad way. She's been posting gym rat photos for at least a decade. However, last year, we saw Jessie Lee's appearance make a big change. I even had someone in my comment section who was like, I fell off of anti-MLM content for a while and I haven't seen Jessie Lee's face in a long time, but oh my God, what happened to her? Like, she looks so different. If you scroll back even 6 months, she doesn't look the way she does right now. And again, I'm not accusing her of anything. I don't know what's going on, but if she went a decade basically looking one way, and now over the past 6 months she looks like this, like, to me, I'm like, I'm not trying to body shame or anything like that, but I feel like this is the result of something. And she would say, oh, it's the result of healthy eating and exercising, and it's like, okay, but you've even been on with Prove It for years. Like, you've been using these products for years, and now all of a sudden, like, it took 6 months and suddenly you're down. Like, I mean, I don't know how tall of a person she is, but she's down a significant amount of weight so that it's very obvious. Like, you can see her cheekbones and she's lost a lot of weight. I don't know what that's indicative of, but it's unusual for her in her history, just scrolling back through her posts. She's very skinny right now. I would even say too skinny, personally, in my opinion. If she was this skinny, but there were like other things about her that also looked healthy, I'd be like, she's probably doing it the right way. If you could scroll back 10 years and see one decline, that would be one thing. But that's not what we're looking at here. We had 10 years of just like kind of steady average, and then the last 6 months has just been like, shoop! She wants to say how healthy she is, and I'm like, what did you change up in your life in the past 6 months that made you lose that much weight? Shouldn't be the ketones, because you've been on them for however long, and we know that the scientific proof behind them is kind of bullshit, at least in the way that they sell them with Prove It. She's always gone to the gym, so what is it? It is my opinion that right now, as opposed to the rest of history we have of Boss Lee, she looks more unhealthy now than she ever has. And that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to shame her. Personally, I don't think that this transformation is out of her control. So she wants to sit there and brag about how healthy she is, and I'm like, you looked healthy 6 months ago. Now you look sick.
Sasha, can you tell a story about the one time when we were going to take a short walk? This is actually a very true Sasha Franz story. Sasha Franz and Jessie Lee's story, where we went on a short walk.
Where?
A short walk in Switzerland to the top of Zurich. Please tell the story. Come on camera while I grab these. All right,
Hi, guys.
everyone, Sasha Franz. Does he look healthy?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I would say he looks pretty healthy. That dude's muscular and built. Yeah, that guy looks healthy.
First of all, the hike, that's amazing. I love to watch the video. Actually, if you're a fan of JL, go to the video and report it about racism and wrong information, because
It is wrong information.
there are so many stupid things in it that's really ridiculous. First of all, Matteo, how long did we plan this trip? I think we planned around 3 months this trip.
Yes.
So it's not something like we want to kill people. It's more about set and setting. Maybe
No one
the
said
problem
any
is
of
most
that.
People, or these two ladies just have the idea of bullshitting. If you it's just clickbaiting, I would say.
I would
No,
Well, this
because-
person is saying the person with diabetes could have died. Are you sure?
Yes, of course. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
If you sit at home, you can die too.
You can walk in Hawaii and a coconut gonna fall on your head and you can die.
Much more people die on because of coconuts than shark attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's absolutely true. The interesting part here, I would say, is
We kidnapped them too. Holy shit.
life is dangerous, guys. Life is dangerous, and the cool part is, at the end, all of you will die. So the question is, do you die empty or do you die full of regrets? You didn't do anything in your life. And the interesting part, think about it. When you are old, you will remember the things which were crazy, and you are glad that you done it, right? And if someone says, "No, I want to stay at home," then of course you should not Yeah, be part of a team which is focusing on growth.
Sorry, my mic stopped recording, so I couldn't stop it and talk about stuff when I wanted to, but none of that is the point. Yeah, you can die at home. Yeah, you can die whatever. You might as well go on a 15-hour hike in Colombia, unprepared. I don't think any of us who made videos anyway said that this was all poorly planned and that she wanted to kill people. I think that this was just a manipulative measure by Jessie Lee and kind of like a power stance, I guess, to be like, I know what's gonna happen, you don't, but if you want to be a winner, then you're gonna follow me and do what I say. Welcome to the empire. Your cult leader is Jessie Lee. He's just saying a bunch of shit that no one said. Okay, listen, there are a lot of comments on all these videos. Like, I posted my video about the whole situation yesterday, about 24 hours ago, and there's almost 1,000 comments on it. I have not read them all. I read through a lot of them the first few hours that the video was up, but I don't have time to just sit and read all my YouTube comments. I generally don't. I only like really do that right after a video goes live. That being said, I'm wondering if they're maybe just reading comments and like seeing like someone who said something kind of absurd and being like, see, now they all think this. It's like, no, that is one outlier of someone who's just saying shit. Anything that he just said, like, I don't think she was ever accused of any of that in anyone's videos anyway. Comment section might be a different story, but that's not a fair representation of like what Julie Joe said, or you know, or what all these YouTubers are saying, you know?
I feel very offended that someone said, hey, we tried to kill people. There was a lot of intention behind that. We set the stage right. We had the right setting. So it's really like crazy. And the funny part is, I would say we didn't even do a hike.
No, we did
In Switzerland, you would be sued if you say that was a hike. No, because the mountain, we feel ashamed. There was the hike we did in Switzerland. That was just a short, we wouldn't even say that it was a hike. It was a walk.
Yeah.
So it was a walk up the mountain.
Yeah, but I wasn't accepting it. You told me it was a little walk 3 hours later of walking straight uphill. Yeah. And I still didn't consider that he trauma bonded me, like they said. I still didn't consider it gaslighting. You guys, like, you weren't there. So you weren't there 90 days in advance when I told them we would be doing physical exercises, getting to shape. You weren't there when 2 days before we set the entire stage of, you need to prepare yourself. So if you're somebody who needs more water, more snacks, more clothes, more whatever, do that. You weren't there when we literally told them everything to do. So, like, you literally weren't there, but then
she's, like, trying to make it sound like we're all just making shit up, and it's like, there's room for speculation here, because all we had was what you said, Jessie. Anything that any of us went off of was based off of the words that you said. None of us made shit up. Maybe there was speculation here and there, sure, because we didn't know. So, you know, if you don't want to sound like some cult leader, then maybe you shouldn't have talked about the trip in the way you did, because it made it sound like you're like, ha ha ha, look at all this power I have over this group of people, you know? Like, she's like, you weren't there when I told everyone to do this and do that. You were the one who said you told them it was going to be a 2-hour hike, and it ended up being a 15-hour walk. Okay, if you're walking for 15 hours straight, you're going to get tired regardless. That's still physically demanding, whether or not you're going uphill. But then also, I had a lot of people in my comments that I saw saying, like, Cartagena is obviously like coastal, so there are a lot of mountains and stuff out there. I've never been. I don't know. I wasn't there. Even walking on a straight flat path when it's hot like that alone is physically demanding also. So again, she's just downplaying everything.
you watch a video of somebody who actually would have died on that. Like, I would say that they probably would have died on the walk. Whether it's heat exhaustion, sheer laziness, I don't really know. I don't think that.
She is talking about JJ, I'm pretty sure. Probably Aaron, but again, Aaron is in tip-top physical shape, so she can shut the fuck up. Oh yeah, that's another thing, is that Jessie Lee did post a TikTok talking about Julie and Aaron, and she literally made fun of their weight.
How do I feel about the YouTube videos and the TikTok videos? I love it. I was waiting for a brand boost and did it right when the accelerator opened again, so thousands of new eyeballs on me. It's amazing. 2 people who would have never qualified for the trip would have never gone because they knew they would have never been able to physically finish it. Like, for real, look at them. I'm saying what I'm saying, and yes, I am. Are making opinions? Like, were you there?
She's like, just look at them. They wouldn't have been able to do this. Excuse me. And Julie's like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it, but Aaron definitely could have.
You watched the video, not me, but you know, I don't think they could have survived.
Yeah, it's even funny that someone has the opinion and say something about that. Even the 2 ladies who were never there. And there's so many crazy things which are not fitting, because the question is, why should I, as a leader, try to kill my team to lose money?
No one said that.
Oh, they said I tried to kill people?
Or at least they said, yeah, trauma bonding and stuff like that. Why would I create people who are traumatized? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any.
Because of what it says on your shirt, sir. Commitment. You took a group of 15 people. There was one point where she said she was making them rock climb, and she was like, it wasn't like that extreme, but it was enough to scare the shit out of them. Or I think maybe she said scare the pee out of them or the piss or whatever the fuck. She admitted that she like at least gave people like that emotion. She's like, they said that I tried to kill people? And he's like, or like trauma bonding. Okay, those are two different things. Like, don't compare trauma bonding to killing people. Like, it's not the same thing. It sounds to me like that original video by Jessie Lee maybe was overinflated in a lot of ways. That's just the way she tells stories. She overinflates things to make herself sound more impressive and more powerful or whatever the fuck. But now they're like overinflating the claims that we're making to make them sound like they're being attacked now, which they are being attacked, but for justifiable reasons. Basically, everything that they're saying is just like, at this point, they're just making shit up. What is the number one thing that Boss Lee wants from people? Commitment.
And if you ever have some experience in growth, you know that you have to go through hard times. And personally, my personal opinion is most of you out there are too weak. Most of the bodies are too weak. And the goal is that you do more hard stuff to get better. I know it sounds hard, and maybe it's not allowed and appropriate to say that in America, but it's the last call. But yeah, it's my last call, so I don't care.
They highlighted this comment that said, we almost died in the Scouts. How are you supposed to prepare for life with no challenges? I mean, is she talking about like Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts? There are other issues with those two organizations also. Like, let's not even get started on that conversation. There are some issues with Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. Comparing this to Boy Scouts doesn't make it any more like innocent, I guess.
To be honest, most of the people are too weak because we have everything is super comfortable. But you will not get better if you are in the comfort zone. And of course, and that is the most interesting part is haters are just hating from below to up. If you are in a good position, you never hate downwards. You always hate upwards.
That's what they all want you to believe. That's what they all say. All of those network marketing gurus are always saying that shit. We're just doing better than them. That's why they hate us. Better by whose standards, dude? Like, financially, yeah, sure, you got a lot more money. However, that money came from, my opinion anyway, unethical ways. I think that network marketing is an unethical way to make your money. MLMs, pyramid schemes, the like. If we're talking who's doing better on an ethical standard, I would say I'm doing better. If we say who's doing better at a health standard, that guy's probably doing better than me. Jessie Lee? Not so sure. But yeah, financially, okay, yeah, Boss Lee, you have a bigger house than me and you travel a lot more than me and whatever, but it's like the money that you use to do those things, we're not ethical. So we're on different standards here. Just the whole point is like, I don't think that it's fair to be like, we're doing better than them and that's why they hate us. There's more than one metric to judge that by. Are we gonna judge by how well you're doing on YouTube? Okay, I mean, I'm clearly doing better than Jessie Lee on YouTube. Are we talking about TikTok? JJ is probably doing better on TikTok than Jessie Lee is. Like, it's just, there's so many metrics and so many levels. You can't just like blanket it and be like, well, I'm just better than you and that's why you hate me. Did it ever occur to Jessie Lee that perhaps she's maybe just like an unlikable person? To anybody who cares more about just being a good person, trying to achieve happiness instead of like a bunch of money to buy yourself the happiness. Like, people who want a bunch of money and want to be rich in network marketing, like, yeah, sure, I'm sure that they're jealous of Boss Lee, but I'm not fucking jealous of Boss Lee.
Is it fat phobia? No. If you're going to come on a trip with me where you know the kinds of trips we take, and I tell you 90 days in advance, please start doing cardio every day.
No, we're saying, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why we say that she's fat phobic. She's said a lot of fat phobic shit in the past, but like, even as of yesterday, making her TikTok responding to JJ and Aaron, she made fun of the way they look. But regardless, it's like, you literally threw an ad hominem attack as a response to the content they made about you. That's what you fell back on. You're like, they're just mad that they could never do it because look at them.
Do cardio every day, and you didn't have to come on the trip. People chose to come on the trip, and everybody survived the trip. I don't know if you've noticed that people think that some diabetic died. The diabetic is freaking thriving. Yeah, but did the diabetic die?
No
right,
one said that.
Did she have it? Do you guys know if she had insulin or not, or do we know that?
No.
Nobody died.
That is not for everyone. We are all not top athletes.
Then don't go on the trip.
Yeah.
You didn't have to come on the trip, Kathleen, or anybody.
It was nothing for top athlete. Come on.
So
No.
a top athlete would sue us because he said, I wasted the day.
So what about the whole, we didn't tell him how long it was going to be. So we were like, oh, we might be ready to walk for 2 hours, and it ended up being longer than 2 hours.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What was the point behind that?
So the point is behind that this was a real life situation, that how often does things take much longer than expected? And we always have the expectation, oh, this should happen at this day. This should happen at this day. I should get this and this and this and that. But real life is totally different. Real life means you don't know when things are ending.
This is such a fucking false dichotomy. You're comparing like not knowing what's gonna happen the next day, not knowing the future. You could lose your life tomorrow, to telling people we are only going to be hiking for 2 hours and having it be an overnight thing. This was planned. This was planned. She literally said she was tricking people. Like, those were her words. She's like, I tricked them. And this excuse that they're giving is such bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Because to me, I'm like, I think Jessie Lee just gets off by harming people, watching people suffer, watching people be like, how much longer is it gonna be? And then just being like, we're almost there. And then 12 hours later, you're not there. I think she likes that shit because it makes her feel powerful. Like, cause she has control over that situation. This is a thinly veiled bullshit excuse for Jessie Lee just being a fucking sadist? Is that what you would call it? Sadistic, right? Deriving pleasure from inflicting pain. Yeah, okay. Suffering or humiliation on others. They're gonna sit here and they're gonna be all like, oh no, it's just because we wanted to prepare them. Sometimes things are out of your control and you just, okay, but someone did have control. And it's different too, because it's like, if you were gonna tell them it's gonna be 2 hours and then it ended up being 3 hours, that's excusable. She said it was gonna be a 2-hour hike and it ended up being an overnight thing. That's more than being like, oh, we just wanted to see how prepared you were for something that was out of your control. It's like, but like they trusted you, right? Like you told them what they were going to be doing and it turned out not to be true and they trusted you. And meanwhile, there were probably people, she said someone was like sleeping on the beach in their bathing suit. Did they have blankets? Did they have, maybe they had a towel or something with them, but it's like, were they prepared to sleep on sand? They are entirely missing the point of any of the criticism that anyone is giving them.
What we are doing, what we did is a little bit more like parenting. Do you know what's the real task for parents is?
Tell me.
There are only 2 things what you should give your kids.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm a person who has no kids, should get some parenting advice. There are 2 things you should give. and no, but that's very beautiful. I think who said that? He said 2 things you should give kids: wings and roots. Right?
Yes, wings and roots. Yes,
so,
I hear you.
And the most important part is you have to give people a safe environment where they can experience their boundaries.
Oh, was that what
and
this
that
was?
is the thing we already did.
A safe environment?
We created a situation where they did not know how long this hike will be.
Yeah.
And I think that is a perfect example to life.
But then also, like, you gave them a time limit, though. You made them think that there was a time limit, and you just straight up lied to them. What you should have done, if this was really what you were trying to do, when they asked, how long are we going to be out there? You know, blah, blah, blah. You should have been like, I don't know. Guess you'll find out. That kind of thing. But instead, you were like, 2 hours. What are people supposed to expect? And what do you expect that they're supposed to do? You expect them to like overpack? Like if they had actually overpacked for something that you told them it was going to be 2 hours and they packed for an overnight trip, you'd probably be like, what, did you not trust me? Like you would yell at them for that too. It seems like a lose-lose situation. Like these people could not have come out of this on top. This was just a sadistic power move by Jessie Lee.
We were on a business retreat. That means we were there to help people to grow. No, don't block them. I'm on Instagram. Come and hate me, please.
Oh yeah, so we wake up, he's mad. He's like, what do you mean there's like 2,000 hate comments? Why can't I get some hate comments? I want some hate comments.
Yeah.
Because I have sales team for things that I do.
We organized the trip.
Yeah, it's true. I was just the one making sure people were freaking safe. I'm kidding, they made sure too. But Mateo had to handle all that.
Okay.
It's true. All right, fine, I won't block him. Whatever, we'll let him stay.
Yeah, so think of it. The setting was people come for a champ retreat, a business retreat to grow in their business. So, of course, most of the people who are lazy said, I want to eat good and just lay on the beach. But I guarantee in that surrounding, you will not grow.
Again, that's not an issue. The issue is you tricked them, in your own words, to believing that's what it was so that they were underprepared for what you put them through. Oh my God.
So we decided to do something where people have the chance to grow, to find out where their limits are and go from there to the next step.
This is a really accurate comment. It's mind-blowing that people who weren't there have everything negative to say, but every single person that was there wants to do it again tomorrow.
Because they're brainwashed.
That's like the comment of the year right there. It's exactly that. None of you guys were there and you have so many opinions on it. It's just like, I want you to pay attention to how people can market and literally brainwash you that fast. You can take our storytelling of this amazing hike of, you know, how we set them up for all this stuff. It got really hot. We took them to this bird place. Birds were everywhere. They had to prepare their food. They do all this. Like, what? These are two of the participants. You're listening to actual participants of it, right? Go look at the people that are commenting that are like, I'm a survivor. You guys are making fun of the people that say they're survivors. Like, why is this even something? Why do you literally watch these people who were never successful in something, then try to tear apart people that are successful what they do? Like, that's what life is. It's like, I can list the 500 things they don't like about themselves more than anything else.
Do you know what I feel sad is that you listen to someone and you are so engaged that you go to the other person and start hating this person. I said,
But you guys don't even know, like literally the thousands of you who went to my page and you don't even know me and you start hating me because I changed 15 people's lives. Like, what is wrong with you? You
For the
literally
better
weren't
or
there.
for the
And
worse,
what do you
though?
mean trauma bonding? It was not traumatic.
Not at all. No,
You literally couldn't even be regular friends with us, period. Because our daily life is more active, often, literally often more active than that day.
Good, I don't want to be
Here's
friends
a
with
survivor.
you.
You
Fuck.
changed my life. Over here, they're pretty sure that we tried to kill you, but over here, you and the actual experience, your life has changed for the better.
No one
It's
said that.
incredible. You should want coaches that push you. You should want coaches that want you to become a better version of yourself.
100%.
You should want people who go, stop, you can push through my lungs hurt, it's hot out, I'm thirsty. Like, you can push through all that stuff. It's just that you are talking to yourself negatively and you're listening to all this outside noise instead of talking to yourself like, I can do this, I can push myself. We had people who couldn't do a 10-second plank on the first day that we made them. By the end of the 4th, 5th day, whatever it was, we're doing 3-minute planks. And now they're gone doing 3-minute planks every single day from home. Like, a medical professional, who fucking cares? What are you talking about? Do I need to be a medical professional? We sat down with her. We said, hey, you're diabetic? Okay, great. Can you test your blood sugar? We talked to her. We said, do you have your insulin? She goes, yeah. You guys don't know these things and you're acting like we almost killed somebody. Like, it's really crazy. And then
You know why we're doing that is because, Jesse, you literally were like, what, you're diabetic? No one said anything about diabetes. And then when she told you she ate a candy bar, which wasn't really a candy bar, or was it a granola bar or something else? You were like, what? Why would you do that? Like, you talked down to her pretty much for having diabetes. Like, what was the point of her original live in the first place? I think the point was to make herself sound powerful and like some amazing leader who spoils her girls or whatever the fuck. So let's say there's good parts and bad parts to this, which again, I've even admitted, like, yeah, the retreat sounded really cool if you're prepared for it. If it was really such a good experience, why did you focus on all the suffering? Why did you focus on all the bad parts? Why was that entire live just being like, this person was complaining and this person was complaining and this person was on the floor and this person was like, stickers. If there's all these like other good things that went on, like, why wouldn't you throw those in there too? Why was that entire live allegedly about all of the bad shit that happened and you left out all of the parts of it that would take blame away from you? That's why I'm like, I think the whole thing, she just like was trying to talk herself up, trying to talk the retreat up by sounding like some hard ass or something. And it's like, in reality, if we're supposed to take what she said in that live as the actual reality of what happened, then yeah, like, you can't blame people for reacting the way that they have, because it sounded like a miserable time. She was like laughing about people struggling and being in pain and having blood sugar issues. Like, she was laughing about it, and she didn't even take like a singular moment to just say really one good thing about that entire day until the end, where she's like, everyone had their lives changed, it was a life-changing experience and we were so grateful. It's like, but the whole rest of the time you were talking about, they thought we were done, we're not done yet, and then I told them to do this and we were getting slammed against rocks and blah blah blah. It's like, well, I know she said they ended up not doing that because the tide was too high, but it's like, I mean, you had every intention of doing that. Anyway, sorry, we'll keep going, there's still so much to this.
you sent your psycho cronies on us, literally psychopaths. It's like, what are you doing? How did you refrigerate insulin on a hike? Have you never heard of ice?
Crazy.
Dry ice, yeah.
Don't need dry ice. I have injectables literally every day. What are you talking about? This is crazy.
What is she
Crazy.
injecting?
This isn't about disagreeing. You guys have called me a drug addict the last 2 days. You've called me manic. You've called me a sociopath, a narcissist. I tried to kill people, and you're mad at me for coming on here and talking about the people who are having their lives changed. Get a freaking grip. Like, you guys are very unhealthy.
I know I had a lot of comments in my comment section accusing Jessie Lee of being on drugs. I know I personally never said that, and I don't think JJ and Aaron and DC and Julia and anyone else, I don't think any of them said that, because I don't think any of us think that. Long story short, yeah, people in the comments have probably called you a drug addict. I know they have. I've seen them. People in my comment sections were suggesting that you were on crack or something, the way that you should just like moving around and stuff. I never said that, and I know that the rest of the people who made content about this don't actually think that either. So, but I do wonder what injectables she has to take every day.
Extremely unhealthy. And the behavior and the people that you follow, lip filler, I don't have lip filler. I don't have cheek filler. I don't have anything going on.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'll insert this. Remember when I said that I was scrolling through her Facebook last night? If you scroll back far enough before she got lip fillers, I saw her and I'm like, I don't recognize that person. That is not the Boss Lee I know. I'll put it on the screen. She looks so different than she did back then. She has lip filler. I'm looking, like, I have lip fillers, okay? I'm looking at her. She's very close to the camera right here. Like, you could see that they're protruding. Her lips are protruding. Like, she's got the lip filler thing going on. I don't know about cheek fillers. I think that she looks like she has cheek fillers because she's actually lost a lot of weight. Now she's kind of got more of a sunken in face and her cheeks are showing through because we're not used to seeing her this skinny. Maybe she does have cheek fillers, I don't know, but she for sure got lip fillers. She was saying she wasn't going to get them anymore for, I don't remember where I saw her say that. But I mean, it takes time to dissolve. They're still there. You still have them. Maybe you just haven't gotten them touched up or whatever, but like, no, you still have them. Like, that's a lie. That is just a straight up lie right now. That she's saying she doesn't have lip fillers. Lie.
Incredible. Amazing. Nobody said I tried to kill people on this live. People said we were trying to kill people. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we tried, but everyone was harder to kill. So that was the problem.
And by the way, I'm using the word literally over and over again because that's literally what you guys kept doing.
This is where the live chat starts getting cray-cray. I wasn't here at this point, but someone named Foster the Felines is already in the chat. So from here on out, pay attention to the chat. You'll see a lot of familiar names in there. I'll try to pay attention to the chat too while we're watching this, but I'm not going to stop and read every single message that is attacking her.
They literally took her on a 15-hour hike. Literally tried to kill people. Literally. She's literally on drugs. She's literally using cocaine.
None of us said that.
Really? Would you like to drug test me?
So the interesting part is, if you're on this live, just here to hate, I think, why don't you spend the time with the people you love instead of spread some hate, because it doesn't make your life better. Just saying. My life will not change if someone hating on me.
Where's his family? Why is he on this live with fucking Boss Lee? Where's the people he loves? Where's his family? Why doesn't he go spend time with them instead of addressing the haters? You know what I mean? Like, it's like we could throw this ball back and forth, honey.
No, I don't care. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, come on.
That's
incredible sales.
Yeah, of course. But we have an amazing steak afterwards.
Views.
We go training afterwards, so it doesn't change anything. And you could do. Oh, while you're hating, please do some planks or some push-ups. No, I'm super aware that the people who had the chance to do that experience, they are super grateful for that, and I bet 100% that everyone who would been there would be thankful because we did so many other exercises. We prepared that. We prepared them mentally for that they will go through that pain. And the funny part is most of them said, oh, I would love to have a little bit more pain.
Yeah, Noelle was like, I wasn't in any physical pain except for when we did planks.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so
damn.
that's interesting. So people are craving, I think nowadays people craving for places where they feel safe and still can grow in their personality. Because in these times, if you have a lack of emotional intelligence, you will suffer a lot. So I think you should barely search more of these people who give other people the chance to experience that kind, because that helps you to grow in your personality and your business. Peace.
Yes, I love you.
You know what? Another important social proof.
And I'll go back to
Yeah, another important social proof was the people that didn't come, that were qualified to come, but didn't come because of different reasons. Okay. They were actually had a conversation a few days ago with somebody that she regretted so much not being there because she saw and she spoke to the people that got back from the trip that they were completely changed.
Bosslee, how do you deal with more haters than lovers? I don't have more haters than lovers. And if you spend any amount of time to actually get to know me, it's a it's done. Yes, you can ask anything you want. I'm not blocking people. So I know a bunch of you are a little bit crazy and doing screen record. Like that's like your cool thing to do, but do whatever you want to do.
It's interesting that she's like, I don't block people. I've been blocked by her for like, when did I make that first video about her? Like almost 2 years ago, probably, maybe a year and a half ago. She blocked me a long time ago. And I happen to know that there are a lot of people who are blocked by Jessie Lee, and they're not all content creators. It's like generally she has blocked so many people who might just go like leave a hate comment somewhere on her social media. Like she's blocked so many people, but she's up here just like, I don't block people. No one's getting blocked. Shut up. I'm blocked.
We'll tear Sasha apart next. Sasha really wants you to make him go viral. He's sick of me going viral all the time. He's like, what the? He's like, they're literally the most kid. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting that like the anti-MLM people don't do videos about men. Like, have you noticed they tear down women that they're wildly jealous of? Like, So we already talked about this, but people did I make people hike for 15 hours without their consent? The answer is no. First of all, I never told you if they signed consent forms or not. That never happened. You also don't know how we prepared. Though we already talked about it. We can keep talking about it. You want to keep talking about the 15-hour hike, 15-hour walk. Wasn't even 15 hours, but whatever.
I put them on the screen. You saw them. I have made videos about men. The thing is that like network marketing is a woman-dominated industry as far as like the frontline workers go. I call them workers, the contractors, the sales force. It's largely women. So it's funny how that reflects in the content that we make, because more women are in network marketing, therefore more women will appear on anti-MLM channels. That doesn't stop us from making videos about men. I've made plenty.
Literally. MLM is predominantly women. It's kind of simple math. Well, I just showed you 2 men. The trip had 5 men on it, so...
Okay, that's your fucking team. Are you really gonna try to argue this fact that network marketing is a predominantly women-dominated sales force? Like, you're gonna argue that? Really? Okay, live in your own fantasy land, Jessie Lee, like that. Fine, go for it. You know what? I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. If you really wanna believe that there's an equal amount of men and women in network marketing, you go ahead and believe that.
But you're saying it's 15 women on a 15-hour hike, so your stories are all a little crazy, but...
like people telling the story, and then it's one go from another to another, and people remember just a small thing, and then it's become like a total different story than the truth.
Just like how I'm on drugs, you know, like right here. Wait, you're on some drug? No, never said that either.
None of us said that either.
I know it's not me living my life, but since you're living my life, why don't you tell everybody that I'm on? You know, like, let's talk about that. Do you see how psycho he's down? Psycho. Telephone game, that's right. I know, even the male haters only hate on the women.
Okay, if you're talking about like Mac Attack, he makes videos about Dave Hollis like all the time. But no, he only hates on women, right?
Yes, most companies are owned by men, actually. That's pretty common.
Yeah. See, that's where like kind of gender inequality starts playing into MLMs, because while the sales force is dominated by women, largely dominated by women, the corporate teams of MLMs are largely dominated by men. However, there are women CEOs at the top of these pyramid schemes. So most MLMs corporate teams are run by men. But, you know, you got Young Living, is the CEO is Mary Young. She's a woman. Is it Beauty Counter that I'm thinking of? Yeah, Greg Renfrew. She runs Beauty Counter. There are others. I just can't think of them right now.
Who cares about the statistics of MLM? It doesn't matter. You can still make any videos you wanted to if you actually wanted to have a non-biased opinion. It's just they don't even try.
She's literally saying, like, just ignore reality. If you want to be non-biased, then ignore reality and search harder for the men of MLM. It's like, but listen, if there were a shitload of men out here saying as problematic shit as all the women that we cover, it's like, yeah, I would probably have more of a 50-50. But like, the thing is, like, I don't sit here and just like make videos about just whatever people send me. People send me shit all the time, but like, I don't put them all in videos. I'm selective about what I cover, and it's not the gender that I specifically decide to cover. It's the content. It's what they say. It's the words they say. I don't care what gender you are. If you're gonna go on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube and say a bunch of manipulative, brainwashy, culty bullshit, I don't care what you identify as. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna call you out. Doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that statistically, which Jessie Lee just said she doesn't care about statistics and facts, like who gives a shit? That doesn't matter. If you want to be non-biased, then ignore reality. No, the reality of the situation is what you're saying is wrong.
So what statistics do matter? You still are only attacking women. So I don't think the ratio is accurate. And
No, we're not.
That's not true. Where did you hear that it's mostly women? Because there's a lot of these tech companies that are almost entirely male.
I mean, she's not wrong. Like, if you look at more so like Forex scams and stuff like that, there's plenty of men. Yeah, there's men in Young Living. There are men. Yeah, sure. And there are definitely some companies that have different target audiences, and a lot of them appeal more to men. Is she ignoring the fact that most of the big MLMs are like, you got beauty, you got hair care, you got skin care, like all these things that while men do have skin and hair and should care about the way they look and stuff, it's just like they just generally, most men don't care about that stuff to the same extent that women do. Color Street, like nail polish and shit, you know, the big ones are generally made and marketed towards women, therefore they're sold more by women. But sure, okay, the Forex scams though, and Herbalife, yeah, well, I mean, Herbalife is a big one, but there are plenty of women in Herbalife too. If you were to go to like the network marketing hashtag on any social media, you're gonna see that hashtag be dominated by women. Have I ever done the math on that? No, but maybe I should. I make content on people in network marketing for a living. I think I would know better than you, because this like consumes my days every day, because this is my job, so.
So these trading companies, things of that nature. So you're actually wrong about that. Okay, my voice sounds like Selena Gomez. Wow, I've never heard that before. All I've heard over the last 24 hours is how I'm a transvestite. So that's the new thing. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, that's very transphobic. All right, so you get the 3 flavors:
No one
lemon
said
drop,
that.
cherry, and strawberry kiwi.
I've never seen a single person say that. What is she talking about? And who even uses the term transvestite anymore unless you're watching Rocky Horror Picture Show, dude? What is she talking about? Not even in my comment section did I see a single person even accuse her of being trans. Who said that?
I did get mold poisoning. My voice is still not that of a man. I don't have an Adam's apple. Blah, 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 blah. And I also don't have a penis. Babe, do you have a penis?
No, you don't have a penis. That's my question.
Well, because haters said that I look and sound like a man, so I'm just,
Who
trying to
said that?
make sure, the man who sees me naked all the time.
But you say it right in the beginning, haters, because how the haters look like? Maybe I don't know.
Look, well, we shouldn't get into how they look. Then they say that I'm shaming them.
No, it's okay.
You are.
It's not okay.
I'm skipping through a lot of this right now. So hopefully I'm not missing anything that she says, but as much as this is a response to the accusations video, she's also selling stuff and talking to people and trying to make sales on TikTok. So I am skipping through a lot of it. So I might miss something crazy that she says, but I do know that there's more. So that's why I'm skipping through it. Oh, look at that. We have a familiar face in the chat. Karina, she's another anti-MLM creator. She does a lot of stuff in Spanish. Check her out, but she commented, "Why do you keep blocking me everywhere for asking questions you should be able to answer? You think that treating people like you do is leadership? You wouldn't know actual leadership if it hit you in the face." Another example of Jessie Lee fucking blocking people. She literally was just like, I don't block people. I'm not blocking anyone. Well, okay. Karina's blocked. I'm blocked. A lot of people who aren't even creators are blocked.
Oh, you little psychopath. Why do I keep blocking you everywhere asking questions? We already addressed this 100 times on this video. Just go watch the replay. Okay, everyone's done making fun of you at this point and your obsession with me. It's very weird. Okay, you're getting blocked because you think that we really tried to kill people, and it's very strange behavior. Okay, so you're getting blocked everywhere, and so are the people that are not intelligent enough to know that you're getting baited and sensationalized by 2 idiots who couldn't succeed in anything in life on the internet. Go make a video about that. Eat your heart out. I don't care. Call me a bully.
Oh my God. She read Karina's comment and she's like, you little psychopath. What the fuck? And then Karina said obsession and accountability are not the same. Right. Ooh, Cheryl's here.
Actually, I just double checked.
She has a podcast about anti-MLM.
Well.
Amber Nye's here.
Obsession account. What do I need to be accountable for? It's very interesting. Because you seem to think that something that didn't happen happened, so it's strange behavior. Why do I need to belittle people? Probably the same reason you guys need to say that I'm a drug addict and a sociopath and a narcissist and all these other insults that you keep throwing at people. So
okay, we did say she's a narcissist and a sociopath and stuff. I have heard people say that. And while I'm not in a place where I can diagnose her, she certainly shows tendencies of those 2 things at least. Although none of the creators that I have ever watched have called Jessie Lee a drug addict.
No one's asking questions that make any sense is the reason why you're getting belittled. You're not getting belittled. I don't know who you are and why I need to belittle. I would like an example of belittling and mocking. Let's go there. Where did I belittle and where did I mock? Thank you, Tanya. She's proud of us.
That's all she fucking does.
Avi didn't go to Cabo because Avi's going to the Bahamas with me on a private jet tomorrow where I am going to take him on a 15-hour hike. Well, I'm going to tell him it's 15 hours, but it's going to be 40 hours. And I'm not going to give him water. I'm not going to love him. I'm not going to give him food. And what else are we going to do, babe? What else torture is going to happen in the Bahamas? It's going to be crazy. Best way to promote search for just starting, haven't had a lot of success. Other people's stories. Back to tell, stories tell. So love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Karina.
You sadistic. Oh, see, that's so nice. I ask you a question about how I'm being belittling, and then you go, you sadistic bitch.
Oh my God. Listen, Karina, I love you, but calling her a sadistic bitch is not going to help any of us. Although I did say she was sadistic earlier. I feel like that comment might have added a little bit more fuel to her fire, though, to just be a fucking troll instead of actually taking accountability. But I still love you.
According to you guys, I'm also a drug addict and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, we didn't say that.
Get in line. It's fine. I'm still winning. You're still not. You're still watching me. I have no idea who you are. Very strange behavior.
She knows who we are.
Curious if this exposure in the last 24 hours has given you a spike in sales. Holy crap. Yes. Also, thousands of new followers. It has been crazy. This always happens, though. So some people freak out when they get haters, when they get people doing whatever. I always get excited because it's a huge boost to my business.
So I always call bullshit on this kind of stuff. Do I believe that she gained a bunch of followers from this? Yeah, I do. Do I believe that those followers are giving her money and buying her shit? No. I think those people are following her now because it's like watching a train wreck. It's like watching a car wreck. She says the most unbelievable shit sometimes. And as frustrating as it is, yeah, it's pretty fucking interesting, dude. We can't stand you, but we also can't look away. As far as her being like, oh yeah, huge boost to my business. Really? Like, there's no way. What kind of person do you have to be to watch this woman be in such a huge fucking controversy for good reason and be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna give her all this money to join her mastermind. You know what? I think I'm gonna drop a few $100 to join her team. What a fucking backwards way of thinking. But you know what? If that's you, then great. I think eventually, you know, bosslee is gonna find herself in a pickle that she can't get out of. Eventually, anyway. Honestly, I don't think now. I don't think she will now. I don't think she'll suffer any consequences from what we're talking about right now in this specific situation. But it might come back to bite her in the ass when something else happens, inevitably. I get the feeling she's one of those all publicity is good publicity mindsets, you know? I think that's probably what she thinks. So, all right.
Sasha is genuinely mad that these people won't make hate videos about him or men in general. He's like, these are all miserable women.
I didn't know who he was until literally right now. I had never seen him in my life. But, I mean, sure, if he's got some cringy, sketchy, culty, manipulative shit to say, I'll make a video about him too. I don't give a shit. Hi, editing Savannah from the future here. Just to let you guys know, I was watching DC react to this live today on her YouTube channel. And when she got to this part, she mentioned that the Sasha guy, a big majority of his content is in German. Most of his stuff is not even in English. So I don't know how he expects any of us non-German speakers to make hate videos about him, or even expect that it would be convenient at all to make hate videos about him. It costs money to have videos and content translated into different languages. So hey bud, maybe that's why. Maybe try making more shit in English, and us native English speaking, non-German speaking people will be able to watch your content and know what you're talking about. Maybe then more people would make videos about you. Just a thought.
Talking about women that they're jealous of. I'm like, obviously.
We're not
he
jealous
wants to,
of
so
you.
if you're watching this, please make a video about Sasha Franz, okay? Sasha Franz _life. He is very annoyed that my phone has been blowing up with orders, new team members, and also my business coaching. I lost count of how many people joined business coaching over the last 24 hours. It is absolute insanity. And so Sasha's mad about that. So
all right, well,
yes, the sales went through the roof like I knew they would. The followers through, and the support is much more loud than not. Two people who never went on a hike and never were part of anything are embellishing my storytelling, which is just funny. So you can watch the whole live will be on Facebook after we're done packing up your guys' orders, so you can go rewatch the beginning when Sasha and Mateo explain it all. It's really embarrassing how much you can listen to somebody's over embellishment perspective on something they were never part of, and you can believe that as the truth. It's really, really, really weird. So anyway, so here we go. Oh, this is good. You guys are watching me now. Hi, Anti-MLM Creators. I love that you think you're doing something. You are driving me business. And if you think I'm not telling the truth about that, go look at how many more people join the accelerator. It's all over the internet. Oh, did I mock the people on the trip, including Courtney, who's supposed to be my best friend? I don't think I mocked them. I was a little disappointed in their level of physical fitness, and they know it. I warned them 90 days in advance. Get to doing cardio. Well, if they didn't, you know, hey, you're not going to be in physical shape and you're going to go on a trip with me where I told you to get in physical shape. Well, we're going to have a leadership conversation. So, yep. So I promise you, not one person is jealous of you. Okay. If you feel like that, that's fine. Did I leave them wholly unprepared for a 15-hour debate? This is what you left. Sasha will die with this comment. You left them wholly unprepared for a 15-hour advanced level hike. You did it intentionally with no regard for their safety. You broke trust with people on purpose. Oh my God.
Please
look
watch
at this.
the replay.
You...
Oh, yeah, I saw her.
Yeah, you were on the trip, right, Amber?
She was in Colombia and she was stalking us.
Oh,
yeah.
She was the one with binoculars. Oh, that was her. Oh. I forgot you were there. I forgot. I like this. Very specific question. Sasha, this one's for you.
Hold on.
Very specific question. Do you feel that sleeping on a beach in Cartagena, Colombia with no protection is not incredibly unsafe?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that happened. We slept on a beach with no protection.
That's not right. We had at least 4 condoms, so we could share. Sorry, it's not correct. That is protection.
Yeah, but
Hey.
not this kind of protection.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
So the thing is, what is real protection? Who of you thinks that you are really safe? That's the same thing. Hey, I have a job, so I'm super safe. I pay the 401, so for every time I'm super safe. That if you want to feel safe, dial 911 and maybe someone will come and help you. but I think real life is never safe. I would say life is very fragile. You can go out, you can walk down the stairs, you can slip and knock your head someone, and the life is over. And at the end, you always regret the things you didn't done. I'm 100% sure the people who slept one day in nature, seeing the stars, they were reminded when they were a child, where everything was allowed, and not all the grown up come up and say, oh, this is dangerous, this is dangerous. Yeah,
no fear,
guys,
no fear.
The whole life is dangerous. But what if you would try and have a little bit more courage to travel? And I agree, everyone who doesn't have a passport, everyone is super scary. But if you start traveling, you will experience so much more things. And personally, I think we are so guided, and there are so much things more between the earth and the sky. And I think all the fear comes out of not trusting the universe, not trusting life.
What's this guy talking
about? This is why we go into, blaming other people, how dangerous that is. That is something that someone else put in your mind. That is even...
Okay, so there's a comment here, and I ended up responding to it. Giving Mama. Anti-MLMers are all here because when they talk about Jessie Lee, the views just goes to the moon. That's not true, okay? I think at the beginning of December, I made a video just about bosslee, and I have not done that for, I don't know, like a year and a half. It's been a really long time since I specifically covered bosslee in a video. I almost never make videos about bosslee, but I did make one about a month ago, and it flopped! It was like in my top 3 underperforming videos of the year, probably. It was bad, and so guess what? I was like, all right, well, fuck bosslee then. I guess people don't care about bosslee anymore. I guess she's irrelevant, so... Hey, conspiracy theory. Here's my theory, okay? She got irrelevant. No one gave a shit about her anymore. She's like, I gotta stir some things up. Because she even said herself that when she causes drama, she gets a boost in the algorithm and makes more money and whatever the fuck it is she said. So maybe she's like, I'm gonna go on and make these people believe that I tortured people for a day in Colombia and put them in serious danger. And then when they freak out about it, I'm gonna just gaslight them and tell them that they're wrong. And she's like, that will make the anti-MLMers so mad, and then I'll get a boost again. If what she's saying is true, you know, maybe that's what happened. The fact of the matter is that the last time I made a video about bosslee, it flopped so bad. I was like uber disappointed because I was like, oh, I thought bosslee was a hot topic usually, but I guess not. No one cares about bosslee. Go figure. Why am I talking about her now? Because there is controversy. Yep, the controversy is extremely interesting and frustrating, and I want the world to see it.
Going maybe to the Republic of Congo with a Gucci bag, that might be not the clever strategy. But going on the beach in Colombia and sleeping outside, guys, that is not danger. But
Jessie's the one who said, apparently there's like a whole kidnapping thing out there, but that didn't happen, don't worry. She's the one who was like, we could have gotten kidnapped. She said that! She's the one that was like, this was a very unsafe thing to do, and they were not prepared, and we could have gotten kidnapped. She's the one who said that shit! That's what this is right now. This whole live is gaslighting. She's just like, I didn't say this, but you guys did say this. It's like, no, we didn't. And she's like, oh, well, I'm more successful than you, and I'm better than you. So, what even is this response?
And I don't know where you got your information that we were alone, or that we weren't protected, or that there weren't security measures in place.
Security guys.
I know there were. I was there. They weren't there.
She did say that there were 2 guides that stayed up all night, which I would presume that those 2 guides were probably, I mean, unless she's gonna say otherwise, were probably the security. But she's like, no, 2 people stayed up all night because like we could have gotten kidnapped. And it's like, okay, but if you got a group of human traffickers catching wind that there's a group of Americans laying on a beach, sleeping, and they only have 2 people up for protection, like how much protection is that really? Still feels unsafe. It still feels like no matter what, I wouldn't sleep without security on a beach in California or something, you know? I mean, assuming that you're allowed to do that. I don't think you are in most places in California anyway, but like in America, like anywhere in America, I'm not gonna fall asleep on a beach. That just doesn't feel safe, let alone fucking Colombia.
So y'all in your victim mentality, go ahead. It's entertaining to us because all the precautions that were in place, you over embellish storytelling. And
Giving Mama tagged me and she was like, okay, so why are you here? Get the fuck out of here. Well, I was here because Erin texted me and she was like, you gotta get in here, it's a train wreck. And I said, okay, so if that answers your question, that's why I'm there. But I mean, you can literally go to my channel and see that the last video I made about bosslee was a flop, so.
And you act like you were there, so it's amazing. Oh, you almost killed a diabetic. Did we? Yeah, we've already addressed.
No, you didn't almost kill a diabetic. You could have killed a diabetic. There's a difference.
Oh, I said there was no protection? Okay. And again, were you there? I literally said we had protection the whole time. We did not let them know that there was protection. There is a difference.
She never said that. She did not say that. I've watched through this live multiple times. I've watched other people cover this live. I've seen this live multiple times, and not once did she say there was protection, but I didn't tell anybody that there was protection. You did not say that. You said that there were guides, tour guides.
You guys twist people's words. It's very, very interesting.
No, you just didn't say those words. There were no words to, you didn't say that.
And regardless, take some storytelling and learn. Okay. It's one of the things that makes me a great marketer. Okay. It's entertaining, but I love that you guys are on here. I love that you're continuing to grow my coaching program and ironically, my network marketing business. So thank you. Yeah, cool. All right. Oh, okay. You guys just said no protection. I just used the word protection right now. I'm telling you right now, they were protected the entire time. All right. Where I come from, this is kidnapping and reckless endangerment. Kidnapping? Did they sign waivers? You never asked. Never asked. All right, here we go. So we've got
I already covered the waiver thing earlier in the video.
Mitoplex. Oh, it's so amazing. I love this. Then why do people pay me every single day to teach them marketing? Goodbye.
Because you are a cult leader and you're charismatic and people like it. Yeah, and whatever. I'll fucking say she's charismatic. In the video that flopped that I made about Jessie Lee, she was like, you gotta set yourself apart. If you want to grow a following, if you want to be successful, blah, 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 set yourself apart from everybody else. She's like, that's why I did tubby time in the bathtub. I was fully clothed in the bathtub and people were actually watching me because I was looking ridiculous and blah, blah, blah. Why do people watch you and follow you? Oh, because you do set yourself apart, but you kind of like do some things that would humiliate anyone else, really, and you just don't have an issue with that, which is fine. That's great. You don't mind being humiliated, but you're also gonna sit here and be like, it didn't humiliate me. I made all this money off of it. It's like, all right, I mean, I guess if that's what you're gonna base your life and your life decisions off of, then fine, I suppose.
Just go make more videos about me. Go ahead, do your job. Let's see. Oh my God, it is so entertaining. I love that you guys were there. So many of you were there, and I didn't even notice you. You must be good at hiding.
For me, I'm Jewish, so the last time that a German cook for Jewish didn't end good.
Hold on, there's...
Whoa, wait, okay, sorry. My camera stops recording every 20 minutes, so I have to reset it. And I thought they were just like bullshitting, so I'm like, this is a good time. I'll just cut this part out anyway. And then he made a fucking Holocaust joke? These are the people we're dealing with here. So that's the thing, is like, no matter how much we call them out, they're going to keep doubling down on their bullshit. And these are the same people who think that fucking Holocaust jokes are funny, okay? That's exactly what just happened here. So, all right. Cool.
Please do make videos about me. I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't think you understand how the internet works. The more hate videos you make about me, the bigger my brand gets, and the more people realize you guys are not mentally okay.
Imagine like building your brand off of this though. Because if people are coming to you from the haters, is this the brand you really want to build for yourself? You want to build the brand of someone who is accused of kidnapping and endangering your team? Like, if that's the brand you want to build, then all right, I guess we're helping you build that brand. She's just like, you guys help me build my brand. Like, we call you out on your bullshit. If that's the brand you want to build, then okay.
I assume they signed waivers.
Yeah, that's what I said too. That's what I said. I was like, none of us really mentioned it because we just like figured that was logical. That's probably what happened.
And regardless, even if they hadn't, they were never in danger. Not for a second. Why did someone have to get motorcycles out? Whoa. Well, if there was a motorcycle out for heat exhaustion, would that mean that we had somebody there to protect and watch us?
Maybe.
Oh, I'm blowing up your theories of people being in an unsafe position. But
maybe I'm wrong, but again, I watched this a million times and I feel like I recall her saying it took them 45 minutes to get a motorcycle out to them and they ended up like an hour behind. That's why they couldn't do the crazy rock climbing shit, because the tide had come out too much. Or come in? How does tide work? I don't know. Like, she said that. So if they were following you, then why did it take them 45 minutes to get to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's trying to be like, ooh, you idiots, you're blowing up your own conspiracies. It's like, I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
You're kind of blowing it up on your own. Interesting. Oh, these are fake orders? Okay, I mean...
Fake orders?
Somebody said that. Interesting theory.
That's stupid. Who said
fake
that?
Thanks, guys, for your fake orders.
Listen,
yes, I'm glad that you guys can pay your bills by using my name. I know that's like your favorite thing to do. You should probably like support me, not unsupport me, because I know you need my clout.
Again, I think it's funny that she said that because I think I've made maybe 2 videos about her. I think the first one did okay, but then I went like over a year without making a video about her. And then the second one I made flopped. So, nope, I'm pretty sure I don't need your clout to get views, but okay. This Giving Mama is still going in the comments. Clowntown's like, she said number 833 network marketer, not number 1. I don't know where that statistic comes from, but I see a lot of people saying it because she's like, I'm the number 1 network marketer in the world. And apparently there's something somewhere that says Jessie Lee is number 833, and I'm not sure where that comes from or how that was calculated. I mean, I think it's safe to say that she's not, I mean, like I've been saying before, like she's not the number 1 network marketer in the world, and that's why we talk shit about her being a top leader. But so that Giving Mom was like, Clowntown, yeah, you've been saying that. Jeez, you're number 999999999 network marketer. That's the thing about like not being in network marketing that makes you not a network marketer. So therefore you're not in the ranking to be a network marketer. So if there is a Pokemon tournament, I don't know why I'm picking a Pokemon tournament, but if there's a card tournament and people are playing Pokemon cards and 30 people sign up, the only people on that ranking board are 1 through 30. There's 30 people on that ranking board. I didn't sign up. That doesn't make me rank number 31. That's not how ranks work. Who is this Giving Mama person? She needs to go back to school or read a book or something. This Giving Mama is so mad in the chat, dude. Now she's just like actively ignoring
11, 12, 13.
all the anti-MLMers. This live, there's less than a minute left of it and it's on speed up. So this Giving Mama person is still going. And I think this is a really interesting comment to address. She said, these people, when you have car payments and you have a 9-to-5, then you also need to do something about it when you get fired. Jeez. Okay, but when people have a 9-to-5, they say they bought a car. They didn't say they earned a car from their fucking company. They didn't say they have a free car now. If I had a 9-to-5 and I used that income to buy a car, I would say, hey, I just bought a new car. But in MLMs, they try to make you believe that it is a free car. You earned the car. When really what they do is they give you a cash advance every month to pay for your car note. And the thing is like a lot of times people will hit this rank. You have to usually stay there for like 3 months before they start giving you the bonus. They don't usually just give you the bonus the month after you earn it or whatever. You have to like qualify and then stay qualified for a few months. And then once you do that, if you can maintain that rank, they will continue to give you your car bonus. A lot of times, people might maintain that rank for like a few more months and then drop off. And guess what? These car loans are in your name. And usually they're like, what are they, like 60 or 70 months these days? Like the longer term ones are like 60, 70 months or something like that. 72 months maybe. So, okay, let's just say, for example, you make the rank, the car rank, and you keep that rank for like 6 months. So what happens if you keep that rank for 6 months and then you drop? You still got years of a car loan to pay for that your MLM is no longer paying for. And they're all luxury vehicles. Like if I wanted to go out and buy a car, I'm not going to go immediately drop thousands of dollars on a Cadillac or a Mercedes or whatever the fuck. I can buy a fucking Toyota or a Hyundai. But no, all these MLMs want to have like a physical manifestation of your success, and they'll pay for it as long as you maintain that success. But most people don't maintain it very long. That's just the facts. Sure, some people do. A lot of people don't though. And it's pretty unusual that people have a full-time 9-to-5 job and then have to worry about continuing to be able to pay their car note because they might get fired or they might have a pay cut. I think in general, most people who go out and buy a new car, at least like with a loan anyway, are people who have a steady job and stable income. And even if they do get fired or laid off, a lot of companies give you a severance package so that you can continue to pay your bills while you're looking for a new job. MLMs don't do that shit. It's comparing apples to oranges here, dude. It's not the same. Giving Mama. Anyway. Oh God. Okay, that was it. Holy moly. Wow. Okay. I've been filming for like 3 hours. Longer than that. It's almost noon. I started at like 8:30. Oh my God. Got a lot of work to do. So I'm gonna cut this short here. Just want to say thank you to a few people first. First of all, thank you to Jessie Lee Ward for the free content. Love you. Thank you. Also want to say thank you to Jessie Lee Ward for the free clout. Thank you. All my clout comes from you. So thank you so much. That's a joke. Continue fucking up though, and I will gladly continue to make videos about you. Okay, there we go. Real thank yous now. The list of people I'm about to name off are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club, and sometimes even more than that. If any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. Whatever works for you. Both of the platforms are generally the same. And with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Amanda Shannon, Christy Taylor, Elizabeth Wyatt, Nitty Dragon, Leanne, Meredith Nakata, Ryamu, Sheila Tapia, Willow Raymond, Alice W., Boris Geller, Caroline Reed, Daniel Urena, Heidi Ha, Jacqueline Nutton, Kim Cartwright, Maddie Darley, Marley Fletcher, Ray, Tuesday the 13th, Turd Ferguson, Baby Pink Pearl, Martine Hubert, Fallon Lowry, Hannah, Little Birdie, Miss Blue, Blazed Goddess, Carrie K, Vegan Chicky Nuggy, Love to Be Evil, Natalie Scott, Colin F, The Best Elephant, Jessica Billhart, Laura Jensen, Mitchie84, Jess Kronfeld, Emion, and Auntie Lou. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. Even if you're not a financial supporter, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I do appreciate that so much because YouTube loves watch time. Keep making waves, babes, and I'll smell you all later. Mommy Tsunami, out!